Hello student, good morning. As in the civics we were talking about why does we need a constitution. So in this one we have read about the examples with the help of the examples as they have given the different kinds of the games sports are being played by we people and different kind of the rules are made for them. And after this one we have read about the example of the Nepal here. Okay. After this one as in the game of football in which a change in the constitutive rules will change the game altogether. Nepal, by moving from a monarch to a democratic government, needs to change its all that is constitutive rules in order to usher in a new society. Mean to say, as if we take the example, let me tell you one example about the cricket. Okay, many times means over the decades, yeah, over many years, the rules are being changed. The new rules are being formulated for making some kind of the changes in the game of the in the sports, mainly in football and cricket. Same like this as the Nepal, it just came out from it just moved from the monarch, it's turned into the democracy from the monarch. So definitely it needs some new rules which can just make a good society. Okay, that is why the people of Nepal adopted a new constitution for the country in 2015, and they have adopted a new constitution in the year of 2015. The caption alongside elaborates Nepal's struggle for democracy here that has been given. So whatever the things that it explains, whatever the things they have just adopted the democracy. So okay, it everything for this one struggle, whatever the struggles has been done by them for the getting the democracy. So it tells about us. Okay, the second important purpose of the constitution is to define the nature of the country's political system. The second important purpose, as we have read about framing the set of rules, the second purpose, the nature of the country's political system. For example, Nepal earlier constitution stated that was to the rule by the king and his that is councils of ministers earlier, as they have given here the same example of Nepal. So here in this one Nepal they have told, so earlier the constitution, it has given the power to the king and his councils of ministers. In the countries that have adopted a democratic form of governance or polity, the constitution plays a crucial role, a important role in laying out certain important guidelines that govern decision making within these societies. As if you take the example of the democratic countries where there is a democratic form of government, so there constitution is plays an important role as they have given here. It shows the guidelines that govern, that rule the decision making within these societies. Okay, how the rules will be made, how the rules will be formulated. These all the things are mentioned in a democratic country. In a democracy, we choose our leaders so that they can exercise power responsibly on our behalf. As you all know that we people elect our leaders, whether that is for the state government or for the central government. So we people elect our leaders, and on that is we are giving them power on behalf of ours. However, there is always the possibilities that these leaders might misuse their authority, and the constitution usually provides safeguards against this. So however it may be possible these leaders who have been appointed by us, so they can misuse their authority, they can misuse their power, but the constitution laid down some provisions for them, for securing, for providing the safeguards to the citizens. This misuse of authority can result in gross injustice as demonstrated in the classroom situation below. Here the downside, one of the example has been given. Okay, that Suresh is a class monitor. He is a bully. Bully mean to say he try to dominate to each everyone in the class. So his class mates are not too fond of him. And Mrs. Rao, class teacher, so what she did, she left the class for a couple of minutes. So she asked to the monitor to mind the class. Okay, then what the Suresh, he started picking on Anil. What is told to him, that is, Anil, today I am going to report you to Mrs. Rao. But why? He was asking, but what have I done? Then when Mrs. Rao returns to the class, so ma'am, while you were away, you were not in the class, and he kept talking loudly and disturbing the class. He would not listen to me. Okay. Then here that has been shown how this person is punished by the class teacher. Okay. This is called one kind of means if anybody is misusing their power. So that can't be just tolerated in a democratic country. In a democratic societies, the constitution often lay down rules that the safeguards against the misuse of the authority by our political leaders. As they have shown here, in a democratic societies, the constitution mainly it lays down some rules and regulations against the misuse of the authority if the authority is misusing the power by our political leaders. In the case of Indian Constitution, about which we will read more later in this chapter, many of these laws are that is contained in the section of the fundamental rights. So if you take the example of our own country, so in this one country for safeguarding our things, for saving or for safeguard for the Indian citizens, so it contained the fundamental rights. Do you recall the chapter on the Dalit writer Om Prakash Balmiki experience in the school from your class 7th book? As we have read in the class 7th about the example of the Om Prakash Balmiki, as the teacher used to make him sit separate, and he used to do the many of the works, whatever all the works, the cleaning, sweeping, all the things in the this one school. So we have there the example of the Om Prakash. So here in that chapter we talked about the discrimination Om Prakash faced because he was a Dalit. You read about how the Indian Constitution guarantees the right to equality to all persons and says that no citizen can be discriminated on the grounds of religion, race, caste, gender, and place of birth. As you all know that no one can be discriminated. Everyone, as we are having right to equality. So no one can be discriminated against on ground of on the basis of religion, race, caste, gender, and place of birth. The right to equality is one of the fundamental rights guaranteed by the Indian Constitution. Here, every person is treated equally, and this is also one fundamental right which have been provided by the Indian Constitution. Okay, so after this one, what they have given here, another important function that a constitution plays in a democracy is to ensure the dominant group does not use its power against others, less powerful people or group. It means to say the that is powerful sections of the society, they can't dominate the and that is less powerful sections of the society. Okay, here that is also made sure by the Constitution of India, mainly in democratic countries. Okay, the story board below demonstrate one such situation in the classroom. So here one of the example has been shown here. So by this one example you can also understand the game period is about to begin, means the different students are asking about the different kind of the sports. So such unhealthy situation can occur in a democratic societies too, where a majority can continuously enforce decisions that exclude minorities and go against their interest. It means to say that this situation can be also occur in a democratic countries. How? The majority sections of the societies, they can just enforce their decisions on the minority groups. Okay, as the above storyboard tells, every society is to prone to him tyranny of their majority. The constitution usually contains rules that ensure the minorities are not excluded from anything that is routinely available to the majority. And here they have shown as in the that has been constitution usually contains the rules, these are equal for whether these are minorities or majority. It means to say the minority can't be excluded from the rules and regulations. Whatever the facilities are being given to the majority sections of the society, majority group of people, the same will be just also will be received by the minority sections, and this can refer to one community dominating another, that is inter-community domination, or members of one community dominating others within the same community, that is intra-community domination. If this thing happens, so we can approach to the court and we can ask about the justice. Okay, then after this one, whatever they have given, that we will have a discussion in the next video. Okay.